Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of September 21st through the 27th. And during that time, we'll have a new moon that comes in on the 22nd. And of course, a new moon is a time for a fresh start, good time for new beginnings, starting new projects or new work, or also making new decisions that you might be arriving at. Also, we move into the the waxing crescent energy after that. And that's a time of heightened senses when you can really buckle down and start to work or make plans on those new things that you're starting to work on. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Scorpio. So, as always, please take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message, and two cards wanted to come out right now, so we will take both cards. The energy is gaining momentum, is the first card, and prosperity lies ahead. All right, Scorpio, let's see what you guys have going on. Let me get that card to stand. There we go. Energy is gaining momentum and prosperity lies ahead. Sounds like a fun week, Scorpio. As I'm shuffling, I would like to say that since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button right down there. It really helps my channel, and it is super easy for you to do. So I will give you a moment right now while I'm shuffling for you to hit that button, if you would. Thank you so much for doing that. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you for coming back and helping me build a community here. I do see you and I appreciate you so much. All right, without further ado, let's get into this reading. So Scorpio, September 21st through the 27th. And your overall message, the energy is gaining momentum and prosperity lies ahead. Let's see what you guys have going on this week. Your overall present energy is the World card. I just had this card pop out in my last reading. So, the World card is the end of the Fool's journey in the Major Arcana. So, this is like a happy ending card. This is just being in balance. This is, dreams materialize, the acceptance of the way something wrapped up for you, but in a positive way. It's harmony. You're happy about the way something has turned out, but it is kind of a card of an ending. We're at the end of the story, and new things are on the way for you. So your current situation is the Six of Pentacles. So maybe we've got this card that says the prosperity lies ahead. Well, if I can keep that card standing up somewhere. I always ask when I pull this card out, I ask whoever I'm reading for, what is going on in this card? And some people will say, well, obviously this person is giving to these people, but some people will say these people are receiving. So kind of your first inkling there is kind of where your energy is, and either of those are fine. I mean, we all move in and out of times in our life when we're able to, not just financially give, or that we need to financially receive, but also emotionally. Sometimes you're just on the more giving end of something that a friend might need or family member, but also they're there for you when times turn on you and you need that helping hand also. So wherever, whatever energy, whatever your first inkling of that card, that's probably the situation that you are in currently. At the root of your current situation is the Eight of Swords. So you're kind of feeling a little bit stuck. You've had this ending, this ending with this World card, and you're kind of receiving mode, but you're also feeling a little bit stuck and a little bit, this is about sword energy, this card. So maybe just even in your mind, and this is kind of how did I get here? How did I get in this place? And it seems like you want to go to a different area, and we're kind of in that energy now again with the new moon coming up, that you may want to be thinking about that. Well, I've accomplished this thing, but I'm feeling like I'm a little bit stuck, and I would like to make a move so that I don't feel like this at the end of the next cycle. So, think about that. In what areas are you feeling a little bit stuck? And again, it could just be mental, because it is air energy, but it also feels it could be clamped communication too, where you feel like there's something going on, and you can't really communicate about it. That you're feeling a little like you're not sure what to say, if that makes sense. What is just behind you? Well, this could be the reason why with the Five of Wands. So, this is our card of debate and sometimes our card of argument. So, this is some energy that you're just coming out of. And that could be maybe why you're feeling that you can't speak up. Okay. So, maybe words were exchanged, things that were going on. But this is a card of conflict and kind of competition. And is there some of that going on? This is a very interesting set of cards here. Just going to say, this is why I love tarot. It's never easy. It's never easy to really figure out exactly how these cards are coming out and what they're saying. And we'll keep going with more cards, but yeah, it looks like you're coming out of some sort of conflict. That'll make sense to those of you that are in this situation. What's on your mind right now is the Justice card. So, what's on your mind is, what is the truth? Do you know that yet? Or are you just seeking that? Justice is it's on your mind, but I get to I'm feeling like you don't know what that is yet, what the truth is. But, so what's on your mind is maybe getting to the bottom of that. And this could also be about retribution. There could be something going on there. There's some sort of argument in your past, and things have ended. You're in a giving receiving situation, but you're feeling a little stuck. So there's a lot of different moving parts of this going on, but don't forget that prosperity lies ahead and the energy is gaining momentum, probably for this to come to some sort of close. Let's see what is just ahead of you this week is maybe not in the way that you want it to, because here we sit with the Three of Swords, which is about really being brokenhearted. But again, swords are air energy, so it's kind of like a kind of a mental break. Like this, it's just whatever. Yeah, I'm almost feeling disgust from this. That whatever goes down does not seem very just or honest, and it's just you're just disgusted that that's the way it happened. Does that make sense? Because that's just the feeling that came over me just now, is seeing this is not even really just a broken heart. It's just a broken, like you're so done. I mean, and that's probably why this is an ending. Um, but you're done having this, and this does involve other people, by the way. This isn't just something internal that you're going through. I do get the feeling that there's other people involved, and it's kind of a chaotic mess. Let's see what your advice position has to say. Okay, so Knight of Pentacles, which is about action on the material front, but also very slow action. For some of you, I'm getting the feeling that this might have something to do with like an inheritance, or arguments within a family about money. For some of you, that's going to be the situation, and you're disgusted by how things are turning out. Honestly, you just want the truth to be out there, and for some reason, something is hidden. And I want to say that even though you're frustrated, and that there's been arguments and words exchanged and things, but again, prosperity lies ahead. I feel like something is unexpected is going to happen. And sometimes that is just, you just can't see around those corners yet. And I do feel like, your advice is that there will be action. Something is going to happen. You may not be able to see that yet. What is beyond your control this week is, yeah, see, okay. This is some sort of deception. Someone is definitely trying to get away with something, and that's probably why you're a little disgusted by it. I would be too. And this could be too that someone, I see this card as how someone is not leaving all the information. And I'm going to say that I do not see this as you. This is beyond your control. And again, I feel like the situation involves other people. This is someone who is only giving this much information when they have all of this information, and you're just getting the drift. So you're not even getting the whole picture yet. But a lot of swords, a lot of communication going on with this. This could be emails, this could be letters, things back and forth, but you're not getting all of the information just yet. Let's see what the cards say. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid? is guidance. Is it your secret desire? And I would see this typically, this is usually in the spiritual realm, but to me this is almost like, do you need to go to a lawyer, or are you avoiding going to a lawyer, is what I'm saying, because this is a card of someone who is wise, experienced, enlightened. I mean, again, typically this is um, about a spiritual person, like a clergy person or something. But this is also a card of like of tradition. And I do feel like the question for you is, do you need to seek legal counsel for this, or are you trying to avoid that? That'll be a big question for you to answer. I mean, I guess either way is fine, but that's going to be a big question that you need to answer for yourself this week. In your outcome position is the Ace of Wands here. So that's a big yes. I feel like this, I feel like you're going to come out on top of this. You need to decide if you're going to do that with a lawyer or not. I do feel like this is, could be, again, financial, and it's about giving and receiving. So think about where you were when I asked you what was happening in that card. And I do get the feeling that you're disgusted by something that you're seeing, but this energy is gaining momentum. If this, maybe this argument isn't quite over yet, but there's a lot of words being exchanged, a lot of sword energy, information that you just don't even have all the information yet. So be patient is going to be my advice for you. It is gaining momentum, and I feel like in the end, it's going to end up in your favor. So what is hidden from you this week is, yeah, 6 of Wands, which is kind of a celebration. And you're just not there yet. You're not there yet because this situation is not even ready to wrap up yet. Not even ready. Also, we have 2 6s on the table. So I will say, I was looking to see if I have other, um, what is that card? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a 5. Okay, so we've got a couple of 5s and a couple of 6s. So you may want to look up those numbers, 55, 66, just for angel numbers, to see if they pertain to your situation. It may be something that's helpful. So yeah, I feel like, for some of you, this will be a family situation. For some of you, this is a work situation. But there are other people involved, and I think you will come out on top, but you're going to kind of be brokenhearted as you're trying to get to the truth. And again, the feeling that came up for me was just disgusted. Like, you're just like, ugh, I just can't believe that this person would do that. I can't believe they would put me in this position. I'm just really, really getting that feeling for you, Scorpio. So take a breath, get through it. This too shall pass. Let's see what the Soul Oracle deck says for you. Ooh, this is a wake-up call. Well, of course it is. And it's a wake-up call about someone around you, someone who's acting a particular way. Doesn't seem to be great, but sometimes you just need those wake-up calls so that people will show you who they are, right? So sometimes we need to know those things so that you're not dealing with it in the future, because you can wash your hands of this entire situation and this person, and you can move on to a better you. So let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care, Scorpio. Self-care for Scorpio, September 21 through 27. All right here. Elevate. Self-worth, it says. You get what you believe you deserve. It's time to raise your standards. Yeah, you don't deserve this, and you know this, and you're disgusted by it. You're disgusted by it. And again, we're not in a place of celebrating yet. This may not, life doesn't happen in a week. This is a tarot reading for the energies of this week, but I feel like you're encountering this. Does it wrap up? I don't think so. I think eventually it does. I'm not even sure if that happens this week. This may take some time for this to happen, but prosperity lies ahead. The energy is gaining momentum, but you're definitely having a wake up call. And I do feel like it's about a person that's close to you. Again, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be something work related, but somewhere where somebody has not been honest about something, and you are finding out and you are disgusted about the entire thing. So Scorpio, I wish you the best of luck with this entire situation. Some of these readings have been a little dark this week, and yours is not any better, honestly. Yours is not as dark as some of them. But I think everyone's kind of going through a rough week, and I'm not seeing a lot of, I don't see a lot of cups, or sometimes, in the positive way this week. I feel like there are emotions, there are things going on, but it's just a very interesting week in the collective. I think we've got to go. We're at the equinox period, and we're also there is a solar eclipse on the 21st. So we're kind of at a weird place, I think, astrologically too. If you're into that, look that up, check it out. But I'm kind of into it. I understand there's so much to know about astrology, but I understand more and more the more I read and research about it and learn. But I feel like I'm so behind. I feel like it's a lifetime. I wish I would have started as a child because I would know. It's just so much information. But I do know that astrologically, we do have kind of a different week this week, and I'm feeling it in these readings. I feel that this week is going to be interesting for everyone. There's just a lot going on, a lot of energy. So, anyway, Scorpio. All that being said, if you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below, and let me know what it is you're going through. When it comes to this, did you have something come to light? Something, argument, disagreements, anything I've described here, and is it a wake up call about this person for you? Of course, this elevate card, you get what you believe you deserve. It's time to raise your standards. So think about raising your standards. Maybe you don't need to be around this person. Might be someone that you've looked up to and you're just disgusted and disappointed. So I'm so sorry about that, but you will get through it, right? You're going to end up here, Ace of Wands. That's a good ending eventually. Maybe not this week, but in your coming future, I believe that. So, Scorpio, again, thanks so much for being here. I hope there was something you can use from this reading in your life this week and that it is helpful for you. If you like my reading style, of course, hit like and subscribe. It helps my channel, but more importantly, it'll help you find me next week and we can see where this story goes. So, thanks so much, Scorpio. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.